Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back for another Total War video with the Terminator. Today I've got some amazing news because one of, if not the biggest medieval mod for a modern Total War game just got some absolutely glorious looking medieval cities. Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD is a mod for Attila that completely converts the game into a medieval setting, but there was always one key missing feature, and that was proper looking medieval cities. This is something the team have been working on for ages, and we've been dying to see the results. But it's not easy work. We're talking about months of historical research, creating meshes and textures from scratch, getting the map layouts right, and making sure it's all bug-free and looks good. And the great news is, guys, we finally have our first few cities, and they are just so impressive. In today's video, we're going to go through the 4 new city battle maps: London, Edinburgh, Montpellier, and Groningen, to see all the work that's been done, how things like pathfinding is working, and talk a little bit about what we can expect in the future rollout of medieval cities in the main campaign. So let's get started. Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD currently has vanilla Attila cities in its campaign, but the team are working on completely overhauling every Western Roman city into proper medieval cities. So what we have here is the first iteration of that work. 4 cities that have been 100% changed up, from the outskirts to the walls to the houses or the castles. Roads look different, elevation and terrain has been changed up. Everything is different and it looks amazing. To be clear, these maps are not playable on the campaign yet. These have just been released as a sub-mod on the Steam Workshop to 1212 AD, and you can currently play them as multiplayer battle maps or in custom battles against the AI. I'm guessing the aim here is to publicly test for any bugs or issues, get a general reception to how it all looks and plays before, in the next 6 months or so, the team begin a full rollout of medieval cities across the entire western side of the campaign map. Now, looking at the 4 maps we have in this submod, I absolutely love what I see. Remember, pretty much everything here has been done from the ground up, from scratch, so it's doubly impressive. We've got proper medieval castles surrounded by little forts in each city, which is very cool. It does make me wish for medieval 2 style maps with multi-layered walled castle towns, but this is a great start and a great approach to making a mostly civilian type city battle map. Speaking of civilian type maps, we've got brand new residential houses and buildings as well. Across the maps, you'll find multiple churches of varying sizes, from small chapels to large cathedral-like buildings with their own unique turrets that just look absolutely brilliant. More than anything though, all of this work has so much attention to detail. Like, the quality of work that's going into here, the months of research has definitely paid off, and how it's been placed across the map adds so much scale to the city. And on top of all of that, we've got a lot more civilians walking around these cities. So as well as the farmers on the outskirts of the city walls, which there's definitely a lot more of, you have crowds of the population just walking up and down the roads, around the market stalls, and even inside the castle forts, which is just a really nice touch. The main point here being all of these new buildings, the new layouts of these maps, it brings life to them. You feel like this is a living, breathing city by these hundreds of civilians. It's just an amazing thing. What I've also noticed is that each of these maps have a lot of work done on the cities, of course, but we've got lots more farmland around the outside of the walls, with a lot more farmers for you to run down at the start of your battles, and even the residential buildings outside the walls have been changed, which is really cool. It's a great thing. Basically, from a cosmetic point of view, the team have put out all the stops across the entire battle maps, which is just amazing. When it comes to performance, I see some FPS drops here and there depending on what I'm looking at or how the camera is moving. The castle fort or moving alongside the port, for example, does this a little bit, but it's nothing debilitating. This might cause some issues with masses of armies going at each other, but as these maps are fairly new, I think we can forgive any kind of FPS drops here and there. There's still some optimization that can be done. One of the biggest questions I had though with these maps is pathfinding, as it's usually such a massive issue with brand new maps just like this. So I did some testing with a single unit across different types of roads, up and down across bridges, and of course in and around the new castle forts. And essentially everything seems pretty good. Bridges were the only areas where pathfinding is more restricted, but I think that's always been the case in Attila. And otherwise, all the new areas are decently done. I think we'll see pathfinding issues with bigger maps, especially with maps that are multi-layered if that happens. But for now, with these maps, we have no issues. Overall, Overall, what we have here looks amazing. From the immense detail given to residential areas to the amazing looking churches and turrets and the castles to just the overall city from a bird's eye view. There is so much great work here. It's obvious how hard the team have been working, and it's all paid off. It's absolutely amazing that we can have access to these battle maps and really imagine how it's going to be like when the 1212 campaign has them included across the entire map. Because when that happens, it's going to be an absolute game changer. The last major update for 1212 was in January, and it added global mercenaries, new unit rosters, and unit cards for various factions, as well as campaign AI improvements and changes to various gameplay mechanics. It was a huge update, especially with the Tier 1 mercenary pool, and since then the team have been working hard at the College of Cardinals, making the Pope playable, and of course these city maps for the western side of the campaign. I imagine all being well, we could probably get the next update by the end of the summer. As for the rest of the campaign map, we know from the Trello board that eastern cities haven't had work started on them just yet, but I think as soon as the western cities are done, hopefully by the end of the summer, the team will start looking at the Eastern Roman Empire cities specifically, and then looking at doing the rest of the cities on the campaign. I honestly cannot wait to see how cities like Rome, Constantinople, or Mecca are going to look with the quality of work that's gone into these first few cities. I can just imagine it's going to be absolutely amazing. Finally, these medieval cities, London, Edinburgh, Montpellier, and Groningen, are available through a submod to MK1212 AD. So to see it for yourself, all you need to do is go into the Steam Workshop, find the Western Multiplayer Map Pack, and hit the green subscribe button. When you load it up, make sure it's the first mod on your load order, and you should be good to go. And that's it for today, guys. MK1212 AD is literally the Medieval 3 Total War we so desperately want and need, and now we have been blessed with some incredible looking medieval city battle maps that are just so amazingly done. I've dropped a link to the submod in the video description, so if you love what you see, get in there, download it, and check it out for yourself. I promise you will not regret it. For all future news about the mod, you can drop by the official Discord server, which I've linked below, especially if you want to feedback or even if you want to help with mod development. I'm sure they would really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Subscribe for more Total War content, gameplay, and news, and consider supporting me directly by becoming a member, signing up on Patreon, or buying me a coffee. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time.